This is one of those things where I look forward to sitting here 10 years from now, and as we spread this out across BC, because we're excited, I really see this as keeping a gem, a true visionary, a really, really important person in this community here and engage in impacting our youth throughout BC. So without any further ado, I'd like to turn it over to our new Executive Chair, John Furlong.
Thank you, Jeff. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I didn't think I'd be in a room with all of you this soon after the Olympics were over, but here we are. And it's nice to see some of my friends here who were told last night what was happening and warned that they better have season's tickets by the weekend or else. And I'm sure, Loring, I was the last guy you'd ever expected to be working with again, but I'm delighted to be here. And Jeff, thank you for a lovely introduction. And honestly, I'm a bit stunned myself. This has all happened very quickly, but I'm very excited. Since the games ended, I've been up to quite a few things and trying to think about, what do you want to do for the next phase of your life, and what impact do you want to have. And when this happened, and as Jeff said, it came literally out of nowhere, and it was an idle conversation. One thing led to the other, and then I thought, what a fantastic thing to get to be part of, an organization that's lived and breathed and touched the province in such positive ways for decades now, who have launched this fantastic initiative here, have this great team playing in this great new young league with amazing potential to be involved in helping to grow that and improve that and help that become this jewel of an organization that just isn't great on the field, but is great at all of the things it does, all of the things and people it touches, all of the partners that it has, and that together to be involved in something like that would be a wonderful thing. And it just seemed to me to be the kind of thing that's the kind of thing I want to do with my life, is to be involved in stuff that affects people's lives. I'm not sure that you know this, but I've been a soccer-crazed fan my entire life. And while there was very little time during the Olympic Games to spend on being a soccer fan, I used to protect 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays to watch live games from Britain. And used to watch one after the other or tape them and flick through them. But I've been a fan since I was a boy, and I played at school and in my country. And in my youth, I had two profound sport experiences. One was watching the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 1964 on television, when we just had this small black and white TV, and being stunned at the scope of what the Olympics was doing in the world. And the second was the staging of the 1966 World Cup in England. And I remember, we were all cheering for England because they never won the World Cup, and everyone was hoping and praying this was going to be their time. And we had this little black and white TV at home, and I was parked in front of it on the day of the final. And my mother told me that I had a job and I needed to get back to work. And I left the house and I walked to my job. And on the way, I stopped and watched the World Cup final in a storefront window in Dublin on a color screen TV. And watched England beat Germany in overtime, and I was late for work. But it had such an impact on me that I can actually remember the starting lineup of the England team that won that game. And I remember the game like it happened 5 minutes ago. I remember who got the goals. And I remember the effect that the game had on the country and on the world, and realized that everybody watches this. Everybody's touched by this. There are some things that happen in the world that we all stop for, and this is one of them. And so to be involved in something that has this kind of power and reach is, just what an opportunity to have that. And there's a book written by a Canadian writer called John Doyle called "The World Is a Ball." And in this book, he writes about, traveling all over the world to watch what happens to people when they stage soccer events in different countries, and how people behave, and the culture and the celebration, and how the game seems to affect behavior. It brings peace. It brings a unity. And I think, this is the one game. This is the one game that in every country is played. In every country, children get up, and not everyone has one of these, but they have something to kick around, and it's that game, and it's what unites them and inspires them. And makes them dream about what they can do with their lives. And that's what this game is all about. And so, you know, when this happened for me, it never dawned on me that I might have a chance to do this, and met the owners. And you know, when you watch professional sports from a distance, you see these organizations, and they're big and they're strong and they compete hard and they want to be champions. But this is different. This organization wants that too, but they want to be a great organization. They want to leave a great legacy. They want to be seen as an organization that cares about the community, about the province, about the country. They care what people see when they're engaged with them. And so every part of what the owners and the organization are about is being positive in everything they do. Well, I mean, how could you not like to do that? How could you not like to be involved in something where there's that level of care? And you know, you sit and listen to the owners talking about developing Canadian players and making it possible for every single child in the province to have a ball, to make this the game that every child wants to play. I mean, this is nobility in sport to have that, and this is what we have. And the people that work there, Bobby, as you all know, has been around forever. He saw the World Cup on his TV screen in Burnaby when he was 11. I was standing on the street in Dublin, and we watched the same game. And Rachel, who runs the operations and leads a very talented team, every last one of them are so committed and dedicated to making this franchise 50 times bigger than it really is in terms of the impact it can have on the community. So how could you not want to do this? So I'm very excited, and you know, after the Olympic Games were over, it's difficult to know what to do after you've had an experience like this. But, you know, for me, this is now my life. This is what I want to do. I want to be part of making it possible for every child to experience what it's like to kick one of these, to hold one of these, to play with one of these, to be involved in this sport, and to help grow this organization, to be an inspiration on the field, off the field, so that when people in this province think about sport, a name that comes to the top of the list is the Vancouver Whitecaps, the people that own the organization, the people that work there, the players on the field, that we are a very united together, great, happy culture, working our best, our hardest every day to do a little bit more good today than we did yesterday. To me, this is my way of saying this is how I'd like to live a life that matters, to be involved in this. I've always considered myself first and foremost to be a man of sport, and I'm proud to have this opportunity. I thank you for giving it to me. I do my best to lead this organization, working with this great team, and I hope that in 3 or 4 or 5 years, when we look back on this, we will have a long list of things that we will look back on and say, my goodness, we've come a long way. And so thank you very much.